Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thanks to Postulus and Safety4Sea, all the people out here for inviting us, giving us a platform to speak on maritime piracy. And I would like to share about MPHRP, its activities in South Asia region and in global world. Also, I would like to thank Cuba for giving a brief intro about MPHRP in his speech. We have seen the piracy. We have been talking about piracy in Gulf of Aden region, Indian Ocean, which has been a major concern for everyone at present. We have been dealing with the piracy of Malacca Straits, Indonesian waters, Malaysian waters and all from the last few decades. The new emerging piracy, Gulf of Guinea, which also we have talked about in the morning. So these are just the statistics. As of now today, the total number of attacks have been 202, total hijackings worldwide of 21, incidents have been reported for Somalia, the total number of 70, hijackings 13, hostages 212. And the current vessels been in Somalian captivity, about 11, and hostages are 188. The source is International Maritime Bureau. So what is the human cost of piracy? Thousands of seafarers, they have been taken hostages. Tens of thousands of seafarers have been subjected to a piracy attack. Hundreds of thousands of seafarers are regularly transiting piracy-infested waters. Millions of family members fear for the safety of these seafarers. Therefore, maritime piracy is a reality for a small number of seafarers and their families, but the fear of maritime piracy is a reality for a majority of seafarers and their families. We have seen the damage to the ships, to the hull, to the machinery. We are very concerned for that. Everyone is concerned, but are we equally concerned for the seafarers? The violence, the torture, the fatalities, that has not been seen, that has not been concerned every need for time. There are some pictures from the seafarers who have been returned after brutal tortures on them from the pirates, and this has led to what kind of tortures they were into. The seafarers were brutally tortured, both physical and mental. Prolonged failed negotiations added to the misery. Bullets are being fired at closer to the seafarers' ears. They have been targeted every now and then. Senior officers, they have been broken down. They have been kept in the meat room, fish rooms, naked at minus 18 degrees for 40 minutes. They have been forced to transfer their crude oil, which is they are carrying cargoes onto their tanks to use as the bunkers, and without any pump. The crude oil is like having a 40–50% of wax. So you can imagine how they have transferred and they have used that. They were forced to use that crude oil into their machineries. So they have to sustain their life in an unhygienic environment with very little quantity of unnutritive diet. Few cases where seafarers have died due to suicidal attempts and crossfire between the pirates. So the situation worsened with the seafarers. For the seafarers, with the increase of pirates attack in the Indian Ocean, more cases of brutal torture, several fatalities, murder of seafarers, and using seafarers as human shields. Many other seafarers found themselves under armed attack, even locked themselves in the citadel for a long time. Even though they have not been hijacked, they have been transiting these areas, the pirates have attacked them, and that's a cause of worry for everyone. Maritime Piracy Humanitarian Response Program has come up, seeing all these tortures on the seafarers, the crisis situation for the seafarers and their families. What is it? It's a pan-industry alliance of ship owners, unions, managers, manning agents, insurers, and welfare associations, working together with just one aim: to assist the seafarers and their families with the humanitarian aspect of a traumatic incident caused by a piracy attack, armed robbery, or being taken into hostage. The whole world realizes the need for response to the seafarers and the piracy and the families. That's why everyone from the industry, from the unions, from the insurers have come together to one platform to provide support to the seafarers. MPHRP, the focus is on people, seafarers, their families, their colleagues. You can see a picture in the good times when he's there with the family, and in the bad times when he's in the captivity. The objective of the program, they address the 3 phases of pre, during, and post-incident. We are there to assist the families and the seafarers. We have, in the first phase deliverables, we have produced our good practice guidelines, which are to be used by the shipping companies, manning agents, welfare associations, to support both seafarers and seafarers' family to the 3 phases of piracy incident, from pre-departure, whenever he has not even joined any ship, during the crisis period, and post-release when he comes back. We are also in the process of producing training modules. We have also an international network of trained first responders with appropriate skills within the partner and associates. Access to a network of professional aftercare, the kind of response to be given when the seafarer comes back as a survivor from the piracy attempt, from the hijacking and into captivity, what kind of response is to be given to him. If he needs a psychologist, a counseling, that has to be taken care of. A 24-hour Seafarers International telephone line, 24/7, that has been the ISAN Seafarers Helpline. The program has been built around a task group of multidisciplinary international experts. We are doing extensive fact-finding. We have been visiting different seafarers around the world, not only in India, not only in South Asia, but around the world. We have visited many seafarers who have come back from the captivity. We have shared their experiences, their ordeal in captivity, and from that, we have built up this program. We have also advisory groups on industry practices and procedures, pre-deployment piracy training, and the skills required of the responders. The advice and assistance of a project steering group. Like in London, we have a project steering group, same ways we have in India a project steering group. We have produced these good practice guidelines. It can be downloaded from MPHRP.org publication. And I would like to remind you that MPHRP good practice guidelines have been referred by the IMO in the circular MSC Circular 1444, dated 25th May 2012. So what does this good practice guidelines deal about? The good practice guideline for shipping companies and manning agencies for the humanitarian support to seafarers. It talks about good practice during the pre-crisis period when the seafarer is not joined. What does the company should tell to the seafarer about how it is prepared in itself? Are they going to use a BMP4? Are they going to have extensive security system on board? So everything has to be shared with the seafarer prior joining. Seafarer should prepare himself for the prior joining, and when he's under attack, how the company is going to react to that situation, how he's going to do the deals, the negotiations, how capable of it, and when in captured and held hostage, how the seafarer is going to deal with the situation. What is the different aspects he needs to take care of, and when released, how the company is going to treat him. Like counseling, his medicals have been taken care of, the financial aspects have to meet, his wages, everything. Give him a pair of clothes, give him a pair of shoes, new clothes, good food. This is what the first response is all about. Good practice guides for the shipping companies and manning agents for the humanitarian supports to seafarers' families. What does this talk about? We need to have a family liaison officer or a representative in every company. Before joining any ship, the seafarer should appoint a family member and should also inform his company that in case of any crisis, my family member should be contacted, and therefore, on receiving a call of the hijack, the family representative or the family liaison officer in the company should call up the concerned family member and how it needs to be dealt in that situation, how they have to talk to them. Everything has been there in the guidelines. This can be used as an additional checklist if the companies are there. They are also already having their own checklist, but some good points can also be referred from these guidelines. We're also in the process of producing Seafarers Piracy Training Module. What talks about what should I be aware of and what should I be doing in a piracy situation? How will this training help me? What do I need to tell my family that will alleviate their concerns? What support can be made available to my family and I? So basically, you are preparing yourself not only on the BMP4, you're also preparing yourself. The seafarer is also being prepared for what information he needs to share with his family before he joins any ship. What is, if unfortunately, the ship gets hijacked, how he needs to cope up with the stress. There are different aspects we have talked about in the piracy training module, where the seafarers, we have taken it from the practical aspects and we have put it into training, like a seafarer, suppose a cook, he's been asked to prepare 300 chapatis a day, or in one time by the pirates. How this cook is going to respond to the pirates? So like different examples have been taken, the case studies have been taken into account, and that's why what we are going to give to the seafarers to prepare themselves for the piracy. We have conducted a pilot training project in Mumbai just recently on 18 September. INSA, MASA, FOSMA, these are the associations of different manning agents in India, the Indian nationals and the foreign shipping owners. The feedback was noted. Participants, observers will be considered for the final version, which will be out very soon. The module is well accepted and need to have a piracy preparedness training for seafarers was emphasized. Recently, after that, we met one of the families whose seafarer has been hijacked in Somalia and he's still there. The family asked us, sir, don't you think that we need to train our seafarers? I said, yes, we do need. Then she also said that to her, it's like the family should be told about before joining what is needed, what is to be done, how the family should treat, where to approach everyone. The families have been running from pillar to post during this period of piracy. They've been approaching different governments, different unions, different media, but nothing is happening. The seafarers will only be released when the money will be dropped by the owner. So we said, yes, madam, we are already in the process of doing that, and we feel very much obliged that families are also concerned that a training should be given to the seafarers. This is one of the pictures. We had been, Toon and Cyrus, been part of that. So a brief about our activities in South Asia. We have been assisting with the humanitarian support in dealing with a traumatic incident. We have regular contacts with the families in India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh on hijacked ships. There are 43 Indians which are there in captivity. Few of them have been more than 2 years now. I don't have to mention the names: Iceberg, Asphalt Venture, Albedo ships. Recently, I went to Sri Lanka and I met the families of the Sri Lankan seafarers in Albedo, which have been there since almost about 2 years now in captivity. We call the seafarers who have returned from piracy as survivors. We don't tell them as victims. They are survivors, and they should be always referred to as survivors. We have been highlighting the plight of seafarers, their families in different international forums with the government and other shipping associations. Dr. Peter Swift, who is the chairman of this program, has also highlighting this in IMO, at Dubai conference, and various international forums. MPHRP India Program Steering Group is now being chaired by Shri MP Pinto, and we have been discussing in details on how more need to be provided humanitarian support to the seafarers and their families. We have been assisted in counseling of family members of the hijacked seafarers and interacted with them during a reassessing session by manning agent in Mumbai. This I'm talking about MT Smyrni, the Dynacom tankers vessel. I was personally invited to be part of that counseling session. Assisted needy family members with limited financial help when they went to Dubai to meet the owner. The owner was not responding. We have helped them in through the financial help of taking their cost of flights and all. Working on to provide the medical aid policy and counseling for the families in India. Carried out MPHRP awareness seminars in Delhi and different parts of the India. This is one of the pictures. These are our international partners, a long list. IMO being an observer, NATO, BIMCO, Intertanko, Intercargo, Intermanager, TK Foundation. It is to be noted that we have been funded from the ITF Seafarers Trust, TK Foundation, and international group of P&I clubs. We have Indian regional partners, the unions, GL, INSA, MASA, and FOSMA. And just I would like to show you one video of a trailer from a Norwegian.
Den lille prinsesse, der vil så gerne lige have en... Hey.
Hej far, hvornår kommer I hjem?
Hej.
Det er godt. Kom hjem til kæresten.
Det er konen.
Der bliver en eksport på 12 millioner megatons.
Lars Vestergaard venter på dig derinde.
Vestergaard?
Der blev trykket på alarmknappen på MV Rosen.
Vi er bange for, at hun er blevet kapret.
The pirates are now on board. Confirm. They are now on board. Over.
It's my ship. It's my crew. It's my job to bring back my men.
If you make one mistake on the end of that phone, these people could be hurt or even killed because of you.
Hvorfor er de fraret? De er ikke døde endnu.
If we just give them the first demanded figure, they're just going to turn and say, well, thank you very much. This was a deposit.
I'm calling to tell you that they want $15 million.
I'm not going to talk about the money with you, and I'm going to hang up, okay?
No, don't hang up, sir. You know who's keeping you here? Your fucking boss is keeping you here. I'm not keeping you here. If you would have paid the money, we would have went home a long time ago. Baby, listen. You call the company. Tell them to pay, or they're gonna kill us. All right? No! No! No!
If you're emotionally involved, you're thinking with your heart and not with your head. And that's where mistakes happen.
Please get me home now, or else they're gonna kill me.
Don't you dare threaten my men! Don't threaten me! Over!
I don't want to make you emotional about that, but I would like to highlight the plight of the seafarers. Yeah, that's the end right now. And the MPHRP, if you'd like to help us and for anything, you can contact us at response@mphrp.org or to me directly at india@mphrp.org. Thank you a lot for giving us a platform. Thanks a lot.